translating Bitcoin into plain English and how to avoid being scammed. What are some of the best ways to earn Bitcoin today? What methods should you avoid completely? To understand these questions and more, you will have to stick with us until the end of this session. Soft Cash will answer these questions to the best of your understanding. So many people are into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin so as to make quick and big money. That is why today's lectures is dedicated exclusively to explaining the way you can make money with Bitcoin. For some funny reasons, people tend to think that because Bitcoin is a new form of currency, there is some magical way you can earn it or make money from it easily. I'm sorry to burst that bubble, but Bitcoin is just like any other currency out there. Just like there's no easy, risk-free way to make a quick buck, there's no magical way to earn Bitcoin. While cryptocurrencies in general may hold some new possibilities for generating income, the basics are the same. You'll need to invest time, or money in order to make money. Each method I'll be covering today will be graded according to the following factors. How much effort does it take to use this method? How much money can be made through this method? And finally, what risky is involved in this method? All of the methods I'll go over are things we've actually tested ourselves here at Soft Cash, so be rest assured we're lecturing from experience. We should begin. One of the least expensive, simplest yet additionally most tedious approaches to really procure Bitcoin is through miniature income. This implies that you'll fundamentally be doing little undertakings and procuring parts of a coin for the time you spend. A portion of the more notable miniature profit locales are Bitcoin fixtures, destinations which you over and over visit like clockwork to guarantee a tiny measure of coins. Fixtures are really a subcategory of PTC sites, PTC signifying pay to snap. PTC website pages will generally have you click on a promotion or on a button on the web page to bring in cash from promotion deals. Consequently, you'll get a limited quantity of coins. How little? All things considered, from our estimations, assuming you work constant at clicking buttons, you'll average any place between 10 to 50 pennies 60 minutes. Not certain that merits your time or even the power to run your PC. Miniature profit require a great deal of exertion, yield extremely low pay yet are typically an exceptionally sure thing. While partaking as a fixture client probably won't bring in you a great deal of cash, claiming your own spigot is something else entirely. Today, you can construct a digital currency fixture moderately effectively and bring in cash from selling promotions on your site. At Delicate Money, we have been running our own idea on fixture for just about 4 years counting. Contingent upon the promoters you're utilizing and how much traffic you have, you can make up to $1,000 or more per month running a fixture. Be that as it may, running a spigot calls for a sensible measure of investment and exertion. You'll have to set up your own site, oversee clients, forestall misrepresentation and furthermore carry an underlying money to support the spigot while beginning. We've put a connection to our Total Fledglings fixture instructional exercise in the assets segment underneath this video. Running a spigot expects medium to high exertion, yields low to medium rewards and involves a medium measure of hazard. Somewhere near mid-2014, Bitcoin Talk, a main Bitcoin discussion, began running mark crusades. Basically, you could utilize your Bitcoin Talk mark to publicize an item and get compensated for each post you compose. The total rundown of missions should be visible on the actual discussion. With a mark crusade you get compensated by your participation level on Bitcoin Talk. Ordinarily, anybody with a status not exactly full part will not get compensated that much, if by any means. To turn into a full part, you'll require something like 120 posts added to your repertoire. There are additionally restrictions on posts, like length, unique substance, and that's just the beginning. Some of the time, there's likewise a base post prerequisite each week. From our experience you can make up to $10 an hour relying upon the amount you compose and your enrollment level. This, obviously, does exclude the quantity of presence you really want on right to procure the expected enrollment level on Bitcoin Talk. You can track down extra data about making a Bitcoin Talk signature crusade in the assets segment beneath this video. To summarize it, running a mark crusade requires a medium measure of exertion, yields low prize and involves little gamble. Perhaps of the quickest, simplest yet in addition most dangerous way you can bring in cash with Bitcoin is by exchanging it on a trade. Fundamentally you're attempting to purchase Bitcoin when its cost is low and sell it when the cost rises. In any case, exchanging effectively doesn't involve karma or mystery. Productive brokers invest a significant measure of energy figuring out how to exchange, and how to beat the many danger advancing Bitcoin partner programs requires a high measure of exertion, can yield medium to high rewards yet doesn't involve a ton of hazard. An impossible to miss approach to attempting to expand your crypto abundance is bet on it utilizing one of the different Bitcoin gambling clubs out there. Obviously there's not a lot to expound on this technique yet. On the off chance that you truly do choose to gamble with your cash and take a shot, kindly ensure the club you're utilizing is provably fair. A reliable Bitcoin club will know that their home edge is sufficient to create a gain and hence will need to demonstrate to their players that they are not controlling any outcomes. They do this through a numerical calculation including cryptography. Main concern: a provably fair gambling club will tell you the best way to make sure that the consequences of the game you play are totally irregular. You can find a rundown of provably fair Bitcoin club in our assets segment beneath. Betting requires practically no work, can yield high rewards however is very dangerous. On the off chance that you're into crypto and have a skill for words, you should consider turning into a crypto columnist or article essayist. As the crypto business develops, increasingly more news and data sites are springing up. As a rule, these locales are an urgent requirement for scholars as they are distributing many articles every week. Since great essayists are elusive, on the off chance that you can submit quality work, you might have the option to procure a decent income stream by expounding on Bitcoin and cryptographic forms of money from the solace of your own home. The most ideal ways to look for employment as an essayist is search for the positions segment in your most loved crypto distributions. You can likewise email explicit locales you might want to compose for, or you can make an essayist profile on Upwork, a worldwide independent commercial center. I can guarantee you there is an urgent requirement for good essayists. It's ideal on the off chance that you have some example articles close by prior to going after a composing position, as numerous distributions would demand past work prior to employing you. Making an income stream by expounding on Bitcoin requires a medium measure of exertion, yields medium returns and involves practically no gamble. In the event that you're bad with words, maybe there's an alternate help you can offer. The Bitcoin Talk administration string, there's a connection to it in our assets segment, offers a wide assortment of administrations you can give in return to Bitcoin. A portion of these incorporate fostering a site, promoting an internet-based item, or in any event, turning into an escrow specialist for Bitcoin exchanges. Continuing on. Many individuals that begin with Bitcoin are quickly attracted to the idea of Bitcoin mining. At the end of the day, making mysterious web cash from your home PC? What could be better? Indeed, the truth of the matter is that today Bitcoin mining has become even more a calling rather than a side interest. It requires very costly gear, high power costs, equipment setup information and actual space to store your diggers. As a matter of fact, we've placed a connection in the assets segment beneath to one of our more famous articles managing the benefit of Bitcoin mining today. Having said that, mining altcoins is less expensive than what you'd require to mine Bitcoin. However, this may implies that the equipment will cost less. Different problems of power costs, designs, support, etc. are fundamentally something very similar. Some of the time you'll experience a site or versatile application that lets you know they will dig coins for you. A large portion of these administrations are essentially pointless and will for the most part consume your gadget's figuring power and battery just to offer you a couple of pennies as a trade-off. Another choice is cloud mining, paying another person to deal with the digging gear for you. While this sounds ideal, a large portion of the cloud mining destinations today are simply professing to involve your cash for mining tasks. They are, as a matter of fact, tricks. Besides, while there are a couple genuine locales out there, the cash you'd pay them to mine Bitcoin is presumably better contributed simply purchasing Bitcoin. Obviously, we generally ask you to do your own statistical surveying since eventually, it's your cash. To summarize it, genuine mining requires a high measure of exertion, yields medium to high rewards and is a dangerous business. An exceptionally famous approach to becoming your Bitcoin abundance is through Bitcoin loaning stages. These destinations associate borrowers that need crypto with crypto proprietors who loan their coins for a financing cost. Since these credits are super unsafe, the financing costs are high, which at first appears to be something to be thankful for. I mean, I can make 20% a year on my coins, what's not to cherish about that? Indeed, since there is no real guarantee that expects the borrower to take responsibility for the advance, as a general rule these credits default and loan specialists are left without their cash. We've tried out a few credits here at 99 Bitcoins, and they generally ultimately defaulted. That is the reason I prescribe to avoid this particular strategy. You can find out about our involvement in web-based loaning in the asset segment. Loaning your Bitcoin expects practically zero exertion, possibly holds high rewards, yet is so dangerous it's truly not even worth considering. Another technique I propose you stay away from are coin multipliers and high return speculation projects, otherwise called high EAPs. These are locales that case to twofold your coins like clockwork or give you unbelievable loan costs. What these destinations really do is take cash from new clients and utilize that cash to take care of old clients. This cycle makes a great deal of buzz around the site that is by all accounts genuine and dissolvable. Additionally, they quite often have some kind of reference program so clients can welcome their companions ready. This is the way a Ponzi conspire works. This will happen for around 3 to 4 months until one day the site will simply go disconnected and the cash will be no more. No more installments will be made and many individuals will lash out that they got defrauded. We have evaluated a few Bitcoin venture locales in the beyond 4 years and presently can't seem to find a site that we can say is protected to put resources into. Any site that guarantees you something unrealistic is presumably only an exterior for tricksters attempting to take your coins. How might you see whether a site is a trick for yourself? Simple, utilize our Bitcoin trick test apparatus situated in, you got it, our asset area beneath. We're arriving at the finish of the current week's episode, and as you can see, we've covered a ton of ways you can bring in Bitcoin or make cash with digital forms of money. In the end, every technique has its upsides and downsides. Some are less secure while others require a more noteworthy measure of exertion. To make it more straightforward for you to survey what we've quite recently covered, we made this table that delineates the various strategies. You can get a superior gander at it beneath this video. You might in any case have a few inquiries. Furthermore, assuming this is the case, simply leave them in the remarks segment beneath. Furthermore, assuming that you're watching this video on YouTube, and appreciate what you've seen, remember to stir things up around town button. RS implied with exchanging. Effective merchants realize they could lose cash for the time being, nevertheless they view it as an interest in their schooling, since they are going for the gold term. What I'm attempting to say is that exchanging isn't quite as simple as it looks. If you have any desire to turn into a broker, ensure you have the opportunity and funding to put resources into great exchanging training. To look further into exchanging, our assets segment underneath has a connection to another video that will give you the nuts and bolts. I'd say that turning into a fruitful merchant takes a medium to high measure of exertion relying upon where you're at in your preparation, can yield high rewards and involves exceptionally high gamble. One of the most ignored ways of bringing in cash with Bitcoin is by advancing through different member programs. Partners are individuals who advance a specific business free of charge, however get a commission in the event that they figure out how to get paying clients. Numerous Bitcoin trades, items and administrations have a member program in which you can enlist. You then set your own novel member interface up to advance that item or administration. Obviously, there are numerous ways you can advance your partner interface. You can share it on Facebook, run promotion crusades on various sites, or even set up your own data site and advance your connections inside the substance. This is really the way that Soft Cash got everything rolling. If you have any desire to find out about this strategy, make a point to download the book and read it beginning to end. Really, at that time will you comprehend how much work required to turn into an effective subsidiary advertiser. In our assets segment, you can likewise track down a rundown of exceptionally beneficial Bitcoin subsidiary projects which we have as of now field tried ourselves. Then make sure to subscribe for notifications about new episodes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.